Well, Kawasaki have finally done it. They've actually just announced the new Z and Ninja 500s, which are going to be replacing the older 400 line. G'day, I'm Kwackajack, and a few months ago I made a video stating that the Ninja 400 was fast becoming outdated. The rivals in the class, like the KTM RC390 and CF Moto's 450 SR, are rapidly moving forward and offering more and for less. Well, it appears they were listening, because just about everything I mentioned in that video has been addressed in their latest offering. So today we're going to go over all the new details about the new Ninja and Z500. I'll let you know what's changed and my thoughts on the bikes. Well, the first and most obvious change is the styling. The new Ninja 500 has got the same new design language that we saw in this year's ZX6R. An updated nose is the biggest difference we can see straight away on the new bike, but looking around it we can also see changes made to the side fairings and seat. The Z500 is rocking a more compact and slim headlight unit at the front too, which I think actually looks decent, and better looking than the older units, even though it is getting slightly similar to Yamaha's MT line. The next biggest change has been to the engines, which we first saw being introduced in the new Eliminator models. So while the new bikes do have 500 in the name, the actual engine size has only grown to 451 cc's, which is around a 50cc jump from the 399 ones in the 400s. But it does bring it back into line with where majority of the beginner sport bikes are starting to sit. Looking at Kawasaki Europe's official spec sheet, we can see that it's now producing 44.5 horsepower at 9,000 RPM and 42.6 Newton meters of torque at 6,000. These bikes are of course going to be A2 or LAMS approved, so we were never going to see a big bump in horsepower, but we have seen an increase in torque, with the comparable Ninja 400 producing 37 Newton meters of torque at 8,000. So what we're seeing is a slightly larger overall engine, with it producing more torque and hitting those numbers lower down. So I'd expect that to mean that while this new Ninja 500 won't actually be a faster motorcycle, it will feel like a faster motorcycle, because it'll have more torque lower down in the range to give you a more satisfying pull on the throttle at lower RPMs. Other new things to note about the motorcycles is that I'm predicting that there will be a base and SE model in some regions like Europe, with the base having an updated dash with a full LCD instrument panel, and the TFT display that we see in the rest of the lineup on the SE, both of which should offer Bluetooth connectivity. There's also ErgoFit designs to help different sized riders fit, a USB-C power port, and KeyPass. Yes, I know it's probably pronounced KeyPass, but come on. And that's basically a remote with key fob and immobilizer. Other than that, most other things are the same, with no changes to the suspension, and the only one to the brakes being that it is now no longer a pedal disc. It'll have the same 785mm seat height, 14-litre fuel tank, and it's only 3 kilograms heavier despite the increased engine size. So what do I reckon? Well, I think they've addressed pretty much everything that I was calling outdated on the Ninja 400 on the newer models. Styling change, done. Old and outdated dash, updated. Bigger engine size, done. Really, I think it comes down to what price they can offer this new bike at to make it competitive against other ones on the market. I actually work in the industry now, and I can see what you guys are buying. And the amount of first-time riders picking up CF Motos, the 300s and the 450s is rising steadily. And there's a reason for that. The price is good and they're offering a lot for the money. If Kawasaki can bring in these new models at a banging price point, I think they have a chance to re-cement themselves as the king of the beginner sport bike class. Sure, it still doesn't offer some of the adjustability that the others do when it comes to suspension, but realistically, I think that a new rider is probably not going to be too worried about that. They're probably more concerned about just learning how to ride and using their bike rather than what setting their suspension is on. I also like the new styling. I think it's changed just enough to differentiate itself, and it looks great in both green and black. The new Z500 is also a more serious contender now against Yamaha's forever popular MT-07. We don't currently have an idea on availability or pricing, but my best guess is that they'll be available around March to April 2024, and they'll have a starting price of around 8 to 8,500 Australian, going up to around 9,500 right away. But there you have it, the new Ninja and Z500. What do you reckon of the bikes? Let me know down in the comments below, and thanks for watching.